I had to move because a guy randomly started yelling at me and he had multiple dogs.
This is a story about a country we all know but don't really know, and a country that's just not really living up to its potential.
It's not easy to live in Brazil, but we managed to do that.
This is the world's 6th most populous country, and even in the world's top 12 economies, but it's faced with major issues.
It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a weekday, and a lot of people behind me are getting wasted at a bar. A lot of them seem very young. A lot of them don't even look 16 years old.
I'm witnessing its massive wealth gap firsthand.
You have Dior, you have Gucci, you have really high-end luxury stuff.
Today, Brazil's inflation is almost 11%, far above its central bank target of 3.5%.
Right now in Brazil, minimum wage is about $220 per month. So a month and a half of work could actually earn you those pair of shoes right behind me.
When I want to buy some meat and do a hamburger, I can't because it's way too expensive.
Its economy has even fallen into recession. But all of this was never really supposed to happen.
It is always the next one to be, but this day never comes.
And what does all this mean for its next generation?
I'm proud to be Brazilian, but not to be in Brazil.
A superpower is defined as basically just that. It's a country that's powerful, strong, has money, and influence over other countries. Superpowers include the US, China, Russia, Germany, the UK, Japan, France, and South Korea. Not on the list, Brazil.
A lot of people don't realize that Brazil is the 6th most populous country in the world, and then its economy is the 8th largest in the world. So by all accounts, these numbers say it should be a superpower.
Brazil is in a great position. It has a huge labor force. There's a little saying out there that says Brazil is the country of the future, but it will always be.
And the meme totally makes sense. In 2008, this research group cited Brazil's size and impressive resources, sophisticated corporations, and solid macroeconomic management, saying that Brazil will become one of the world's superpowers along China and India. But that doesn't seem to be happening. In fact, even a few years later, BBC declared Brazil is no longer the country of the future. So here are a few reasons why Brazil never took off the way other countries did. The US has both Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, making it easy for trade. Brazil only shares the Atlantic coast, and much of Brazil's geography is hard to create good infrastructure on, or it's taken up by the Amazon rainforest, which, as beautiful as the rainforest may be, it's not particularly easy to produce alongside. Adding to all of this, inflation is soaring in Brazil, and the country is now in recession, but more about that later. Another reason preventing Brazil from becoming a superpower is its massive wealth gap. In fact, it's one of the biggest out of any other countries in the world.
The politicians, man, work more and give us your money. We're going to give you the less that you need, and you're going to make a miracle to live with this.
It's kind of crazy to see that over there you have dozens of homeless people, you have graffiti over there, you have a lot of these stores that are just totally boarded up, and then right here you have a place that's selling luxury condominiums.
There is no shortage of luxury here too. That's what I see when I enter a luxury area. But what is it like in the poor areas?
I've come to São Paulo, which is a massive city, over 12 million people. It's actually the largest city in North and South America. What's really interesting about this city is the contrast you see between the rich and the poor.
There are actually a lot of homeless people right next to me. It smells very strongly like urine.
I'm walking through one of the nicest malls here in São Paulo, Brazil, and as you can see, they've got everything, every nice designer I run into. You've got Louis Vuitton, you've got high-end jewelry, and it's quite an interesting contrast to what you hear about when it comes to some of the poverty here in Brazil.
The wealth gap here comes down to a few main things. There's a lack of access to education, training, and technology, and all of this means people in rural areas especially are just not able to be lifted out of poverty.
Guy randomly started yelling at me, and he had multiple dogs, and he was just not in a good mood and just started yelling at me and other people. So I had to cross the street, and on this side of the street you have a lot of businesses, a lot of people selling stuff, but if you just cross the street into that park, you smell urine, you smell drugs, you see tents where people are sleeping at night.
Another massive problem facing Brazil is corruption. The country scored 38 out of 100 in the Corruption Perception Index, and it's believed to be one of the biggest barriers to the country's economic developments, with Forbes estimating corruption could be costing Brazil more than $50 billion every year. Fast forward to today, where I meet David, a young Brazilian who seems resigned to Brazil's status.
We have abundance. We always had abundance of water, abundance of resources, abundance of food. whatever you plant here grows, and you can pretty much plant anything, right? And I think what happens is Brazilian people get accommodated by that, and they don't have the culture of working hard. Our taxes are way too high, and our jobs pay way too low. And for the majority of people, we just have to work like slaves to pay our bills. So for you to start a business today in Brazil, it's pretty much death.
Brazil's economy has fallen into a recession. Unemployment is 12%, inflation is on the rise. And as many countries begin growing after COVID-19, Brazil is different, especially for many workers that I talk to.
Before the pandemic, it was a little bit better.
Meanwhile, for young Brazilians like David, he sees many of his friends moving abroad or wanting to move abroad.
I really would like to live in Germany. People in Brazil, if you ask them, oh, do you want to leave Brazil? Do you want to go abroad and live somewhere else? Or they're going to say, oh, definitely. If I had the possibility, I would definitely go somewhere else, you know?
Like the past 2 years, the things got harder and harder and harder. Since the president took over, it's going down and downer.
One second you have a boarded up building, it's abandoned, there's graffiti on it, and then you look to the left and there's this cool, trendy, like luxury coffee shop. It's really interesting. It reminds me of a place that you know maybe has had a rough past, but now it's being developed. Now new places are opening very rapidly, trendy places, wealthy places, expensive places. So it seems like a street with an identity crisis.